Alright guys, we're out here with the 19cc power assist fucking STIHL weed whacker piece of shit, whatever. this fucking thing. Try and get some driving video for you. Don't expect it to take off because it's a fucking 19cc. It obviously doesn't have a lot of power. But it does actually work surprisingly well for how small the motor actually is. So hopefully it'll idle for me. Unless I can pull start it with no hands, that might work. that might work. That might work. Alright, no hands, pull start. Not bad for 19ccs. You can see it's not bad for 19ccs. Oh, it gets a good laugh out of me too. Anyway guys, hope you enjoyed. So there you go guys, that's what it's like riding this thing. The only major problem I've had with it so far is there's a tiny little fuel filter built into the carburetor, and it has clogged twice, even though I have a fuel filter. So I have to make sure I have tools on me, because once the internal fuel filter clogs, it basically just stops running. So I got a screwdriver and some shit on me just in case I got to pull the bottom of the carb off and clean the fuel filter out, which is actually easy to do. It's just one flathead screw. Pull the cap off, fucking dig out all the shit with your screwdriver, and I got a couple Q-tips on me as well. And then you just throw the bottom of the carb back on and it'll run fine again until the dirt comes magically from somewhere. I fucking don't get it. It's got an air filter. It is a really basic cheesy one, but it does have an air filter and a fuel filter, so not sure. But for 19 cc's, thing runs like a friggin' champ, and you would expect the clutch to be smoking hot. I can literally hold my finger on it. 50, 55 degrees maybe. I've had video cards and processors fucking hotter than this. So I mean, and I've been running on this clutch for like an hour already, and I can hold my finger on it, so it's obviously not fucking just smoking the clutch, which is amazing, because as you can see, I can rev it up and the clutch does like nothing. But it doesn't get hot, so again, that boggles my mind. It's like, how is the clutch slipping like constantly, and yet it doesn't fucking get hot? Like, I don't understand that. Unless it's this guy slipping. I doubt it. It could be, but I doubt it. Oh, I also added a little header because there was a exhaust guide under here that blew off, and it was actually blowing hot exhaust on my ass. And my ass got really hot, like really hot one day. I went to Springbank Park, drove around, and fucking I noticed all of a sudden, I was like, my ass is getting warm all of a sudden. What the hell? Fucking look, and the little like exhaust guide thing fucking blew right off. So it was, yeah, basically shooting hot exhaust right up my butthole. It's like, oh, I had a warm ass all the way home. Had to like stand up, let my ass cool, sit back down. It's like, oh my god. So that's why I put that little fucking detour pipe on the outside, just to deflect the heat, which it does really well. And that's about it. I'm still running 4-stroke oil. That's why there's oil just like basically dripping from the thing. But that's fine. You know, saves me buying expensive 2-stroke oil. And I mean, this motor's not going to last that long anyway. This bearing already has a little bit of play in it, and it didn't when I put it on. So I mean, the bearing's already starting to wear, and it'll last a while, but I mean, I don't expect it to last forever. That's what the power trailer is for, the one that I'm building still. That thing, if I build it right, should be pretty much like indestructible. Like even, you know, if the clutch cable breaks, you'll still be able to drive it, stuff like that. I'm gonna freaking build that thing so that it'll drive with flat tires and everything. That thing is not gonna leave me stranded, like this thing has almost done a couple times. Even today, when the fuel filter clogged earlier today, I completely shut off. Like, I turned the high fuel screw all the way in, had to shut it off completely just to get like 1/10 of throttle so I could actually drive home without without actually pedaling the whole way. So barely, like, just above idle when the fuel filter clogs. And so it's happened twice. Now I know what the symptoms are. As soon as it starts surging at about half throttle, then I know the fuel filter's clogged again. Anyway guys, wanted to show you that, get you some vid. This one's definitely a lot more fun than the electric one. But if you want to go, like, just say for a nice cruise through the park, the electric one was definitely better for that, because it was so quiet. You didn't have to like fuck with the throttle or anything. All you did was flick the switch on, this switch right here. That's all you had to do, is flick the switch on and go. You could go no hands, didn't matter. Obviously this one you can't, because you gotta use the throttle. So, but the nice thing about gas is I can just take a Coke bottle with me and fill it up whenever I want. You know, or take some 2-stroke oil with me and fill it up whenever I want. So there's good and bads to both. The electric was awesome just for how quiet it was, and I mean, you could zing past people and they're like, what? I didn't even hear you coming. This thing, friggin', I just give it a couple revs and they move out of the way. Like, yeah, they can hear it coming. And I mean, sitting above that, you know, for an hour is not exactly pleasant. It's fun because it sounds like a little mini dirt bike, but you get the idea, right? The electric's nice and quiet if you just want a peaceful friggin' cruise. Like for instance, if somebody was biking next to me on this thing, I wouldn't be able to talk to them. It's loud enough that you wouldn't really be able to hear what they're saying. On the electric, you could carry a conversation easily, quite easily. So there's good and bads. Oh, the other thing was the electric was so much heavier, because if you think about it, I don't have to carry all the batteries. So I can still pick this whole bike up with one arm, no problem. Here, I'll just show you there. Oh, it's easier when you do it. Do it underhand there. But it's still light enough to pick it up with one hand. There's no fucking way you could do that with the electric setup. There's just no way. It had like 60 pounds of fucking batteries on it. That motor in itself probably weighs like 15 pounds total. You know what I mean? So, not too bad. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll keep you updated when I get that friggin' trailer built, because that thing is going to be awesome. I'm hoping it's actually going to be able to smoke the tires and everything, so that should be fun.